Hello, and welcome to this festive edition of the fucking news. At this special time of year, as we all pause to reflect on the past and look forward to the future with hope and optimism, I would like to send my own message of peace, love and forgiveness to the world. A message of acceptance of the imperfect world, reconciliation with those who wrong us, a message of celebration, and yes, love. Love of all humanity. Yes, I would like to send that message.
But shit ain't like that. It's real fucked up. Evil fake religion promotes annual spiritual mindfuck to ignorant masses. Mindless zombie shopper hordes destroy our world and enslave millions. In the UK, oldest monarch ever presides over a nation of landless peasant fucks. Hello, economic slaves. Welcome to the fucking news. I'm warm to the touch. Here are tonight's headlines. Hypocrisy, superstition, ignorance, and blind acceptance of fake history and lies about the past, present, and nature of the universe. That's Christianity. A congregation able to live with war, murder, torture, slavery, death, and genocide. Mindless, unthinking dolts, deluding themselves of the validity and superiority of their made-up, mumbo-jumbo voodoo nonsense. Led by conniving, lying, corrupt, deceitful, manipulative, super-rich fascists. Complicit in the murder of millions, the suppression of knowledge, the covering up of child abuse, the rape of the planet, economic enslavement, and the tyranny of the unelected. Happy fucking Christmas! Except it's not Christmas at all. You see, Roman Emperor Constantine decreed around 365 AD the celebration of Jesus' birthday was to be moved from January the 6th, Epiphany Day, to December the 25th. Mario Righetti, a renowned Catholic liturgist, writes, "The Church of Rome, to facilitate the acceptance of the faith by the masses, found it convenient to institute the 25th of December as the feast of the temporal birth of Christ, to divert them from the existing feast celebrated on the same day in honor of the solstice." Solstice is derived from two Latin words, sol, meaning sun, and sistere, to cause to stand still. The seasons of the year are caused by the 23.5 degree tilt of the Earth's axis. Because the Earth is rotating like a top or gyroscope, it points in a fixed direction continuously towards a point in space near the North Star. But the Earth is also revolving around the Sun. During half of the year, the southern hemisphere is more exposed to the sun than is the northern hemisphere. During the rest of the year, the reverse is true. At noontime in the northern hemisphere, the sun appears high in the sky during summertime and low in the sky during winter. The lowest elevation occurs about December the 22nd and is winter solstice. In prehistoric times, winter was a very difficult time for Aboriginal people in the northern latitudes. The concept of birth and or death rebirth became associated with the winter solstice. The Aboriginal people had no elaborate instruments to detect the solstice, but they were able to notice a slight elevation of the sun's path within a few days after the solstice, by December the 25th. So celebrations were often timed for the 25th. Any record of the birth of or existence of Jesus Christ is dubious. But by the beginning of the 4th century CE, the Western Church leaders selected December the 25th to coincide with the solstice. There was no central Christian authority at the time, and it was centuries before the tradition was universally accepted. So, happy solstice, and fuck Christ for the fake Roman lie he is. In a totally related story, against a backdrop of credit crunch, financial uncertainty, and economic gloom, hordes of shoppers are still flocking to the high streets and malls of the world to destroy the earth and keep the unelected tyranny of China propped up with oodles of Western cash. Though some retailers have reported lower than average footfall and spending in the run-up to Shitmas, many expect the weekend before Christmas to be very profitable. We spoke to a non-existent retailer of plastic rubbish from China who had this to say about the destruction of Earth. "Last year was a bumper year for us. Sales of electronics and personal items helped to deforest the Amazon, pollute the atmosphere, and ensure the continuation of economic slavery all over the world. Remember, we make half of our profits from the entire year at Christmas, so please, borrow some money and buy some pointless shit. indulge in overconsumption at the expense of others in some faraway land, whose poverty ensures your prosperity. Remember, we deserve to be rich, and they deserve to be poor, because we control the Earth's resources. In the UK, Queen Nazi fascist Elizabeth II overtakes Queen Victoria to become the oldest British monarch ever. Buckingham Palace says the day will be business as usual for the Queen, as the richest woman in the world, reigning in a country with 4 million children living in poverty. There will be no special event to mark the occasion, but as a special treat to landless peasants, here is a short preview of the Queen's speech, due to go out on Christmas Day.
I am the Queen, and you are my subjects. It's been a great year for being Queen. I'm especially grateful to all you spineless peasants who haven't objected to my symbolic rule over you. Special thanks to Rupert Murdoch for doing such a great job on that commie fucker Gordon Brown. He's the only socialist to threaten the House of Lords or the monarchy for a generation, but he won't last long since you've all been persuaded he's an inept asshole. Instead, one of my lovely loyal Tory ass-lickers, David Cameron, will soon be in power, and my symbolic rule will be assured. Thank you once again for being poorly educated and badly organised landless peasants. I hope my family and the aristocracy in general can continue to own your sad little lives and rule you without much trouble at all for another 1,000 years at least.
Queen Fascist Nazi Elizabeth II was born on the 21st of April 1926. She will celebrate 60 years on the throne in 2012 and break Queen Victoria's record as the longest reigning British monarch on the 9th of September 2015. During her reign, the Queen's achievements have included being the first British monarch to send an email, to have a message put on the moon, and to hold a public concert in her back garden. The eradication of poverty, disestablishment of elitist rule by military oppression, and the dispelling of religious mumbo-jumbo are just some of the things the Queen will not be doing, even if she lives to be 200. God save the Queen, and her sweet, sticky reproductive juices produced by glands in her abdomen that send chemical signals to the vast hive of her followers, controlling them and maintaining order in the glorious kingdom. Your Majesty, pink slobber, 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 slobber. Thanks, and now the weather. Confusion, nationalism, ignorance, superstition, and irrational acts of violence will continue. Humans will never become a critical mass of educated beings, and evil, manipulative fucks will rule forever. Have a nice weekend.